Hi, I'm Ray Tatter. Welcome to LiveWire. And this is the first time we're back in the studios of Access Sacramento. And I've got a special treat for you, of course. We have the new executive director of Access Sacramento, Donna Giroux, with me, and we're going to talk about some wonderful new programs funded by the California Arts Council that have just happened, and you are going to take part in them tonight. Welcome. Okay, here's our logo. Pow! Welcome to LiveWire. With me here is Donna Giroux, who is the new executive director of Access Sacramento. Welcome.
Thanks, Ray. I appreciate being here.
Well, it's great to have you, and it's great to be able to be in this studio once again. And
I'm thrilled because starting as the executive director and not having studio shows, it feels like something's missing.
It must have been quiet around here.
It was. It was very quiet. So this is great. This is the first show. We're gonna do our annual meeting next week. We're gonna start introducing shows back into the studio.
This is good. And what a bang to start off with this wonderful thing from the California Arts Council. You were walking down the street and thought I'd make a grant from the California Arts Council, and you wrote this grant and got these wonderful video profiles. You're able to do them?
I didn't actually do the work to get the grant. My predecessor did, but during COVID, we recognized that our video producers, our editors, our videographers, everyone lost business. And so we thought it would be interesting to try to find the money to do arts organization profiles. So we are supporting the arts organizations by profiling their organization, or not just organizations, but artists. But we also thought that it would be a way to employ our peeps, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So great videographers doing work in the field, which is important for them to do, and be able to just jump to it. So it's very exciting, and we're going to look at 5 of them tonight, right?
And we thought we'd run a few back to back, and then what we're going to do is launch 2 videos a week on social media. So if you're watching this and you're not an Access Sac Facebook friend, please friend us. If you're more into Instagram, you could be an Instagram follower. And so for the next, I guess, 6 weeks, we're going to profile 2 videos.
And if somebody wanted to do that, all they have to do is Google Access Sacramento.
That's true.
And hit enter. You have to hit enter.
Yes. And you go to our website, and there's those little icons on the homepage.
So we have a slideshow? Okay. All right, well, we're going to go to the slideshow. No, we're going to go to the show. So tell me about the grant and what we're just about to see.
So we love the California Arts Council. They're the one who provided the grant. We bless them for the work. We're going to see hopefully 5 videos, and they're by producers Steve Barraza, Jeffrey Lapid, Carlos Hernandez, and Matt Gillian. So those are the producers. And being a video producer during a pandemic is a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
So you'll see they make it look like it's normal life, but there were a lot of challenges involved, and they all succeeded.
Shall we see these things?
I would be delighted.
Okay, well, we don't have the buttons, but they do in the studio. So let's say, here it is.
The African marketplace happens in the Foreign Arts Complex. It's not just a museum, it's also a space for community. A space to gather, but so much more. You can support local businesses. So there's this community here that is, we're supporting one another. We were awarded the SMUD Shine Award, which allowed for us to expand from the 850 square feet into 2,500 square feet. With our new expansion, we were able to include the door of no return. We have the Henry Box Brown installation. We have the Dunlap room. Literally every corner I turn, like there's something that, some information or something that blows me away. But I'd have to start when you first walk in, the installation from the artist Lee McCormick.
Southern tree.
I feel like it was one of the best pieces of work that I've done thus far, and it's really a privilege and honor for it to happen here. Every night I was like, after a whole month plus doing it, you're like living the experience too. It felt like I was kind of like on the ship or trying to figure out how people could survive something like that. I don't know if I could. I don't know how I would have handled it,
Black body swinging in the southern breeze.
Artists, they have a really great imagination, and sometimes they could see us out of the situation that we're in. And that's another reason why this museum is so important, because the historical, but also contemporary. So there's this conversation between where we've been and where we're going.
I do like making art that pertains to culture, as well as like my personal journey as a person. Shauna has helped me bring my artistic life into the next level as far as getting paid for doing art versus getting in trouble for doing stuff like spray painting on places and doing all that type of stuff when I was younger.
The museum has always been in my life. I actually came to the museum for the first time when I was in 3rd grade. We don't see places like this. I have family that come in here and almost break down in tears because it's so much energy that's intentionally placed here for us to feel.
Celebrating the legacy of African Americans, that's very important to me. African American history is American history. It's world history, and we need everyone to celebrate that, no matter what race, and be happy and proud about the legacy that these historical African American leaders have paved.
There are many parts of this I'm excited about, but you know what I'm most excited about? The fact that you, Shona, have had the vision to say you are going to create a docent program for young people.
I help coordinate our special programs and currently our youth docent program. Our youngest docent is a middle schooler. Our oldest docent is first-year college. They're actually sharing information that we collectively research together. We verify together. We help put together displays. There's a lot of sweat equity out there. When you do come and speak with our docents, you'll see that they are very willing to share the knowledge that they've obtained.
When I hear the word docent, it doesn't sound all that exciting, but we as docents have the power to influence what people think of their history and of themselves. I think it helps having youth being the docents rather than adults because we're more approachable. They might be inspired by the stories, the art, the people in here too.
I believe that working here at the museum helped me become more confident, and I've learned more about who I am.
Art helps to just crack open a space allowing them to be who they are. Art ignites fire in one's soul, and that makes me happy, knowing that I'm able to help spark that fire.
I'm a mestre caboclinho. I'm from Brazil. I'm a capoeira Angola mestre. I'm here right now in Sacramento. Try bring is amazing thing. Sacramento never have it before. Our capoeira Angola. My mission here in Sacramento to bring capoeira Angola. is a Brazilian martial art, okay, disguised fighting game and dance. This here is a Juvenilia, is a Iara, Imaraim, Royce, Mustafa, Roshani.
My name is Mestra Rapidinha. We are in Sacramento, California, and I practice Capoeira Angola with Mestre Caboclinho. The basic history of capoeira was that during the time of colonization and slavery in Brazil, Africans were brought from Africa to Brazil from different tribes. They came as one person fighting. It was not capoeira, it was one person fighting. And if you are familiar with the history of slavery, of course, you would be killed if you were African and trying to practice fighting for your freedom, right? So what happened in Brazil was they created capoeira out of this need to disguise the fight. Not just in the purpose of I'm trying to get away and fight, but also as a way of life. And that's what I think has been incorporated into capoeira. So you've got the music, you've got the theater, you've got the dance, everything that's being basically used to disguise the fight. So this is called the berimbau. In Capoeira Angola, we have 3 berimbaus, and it's called a gunga, médio, and viola. This berimbau, all the berimbaus, they have a cabaça, which is where the sound comes out when you hit the string right here, or this is a tire wire, is what we take out of the tires and use to make tie it with the berimbau. This is called biriba, and biriba is a tree in Brazil. It's typically used to make berimbaus, hence the name berimbau. And then we have vaqueta here. The vaqueta is the stick that we use to hit the string to make the song. So this is the caxixi that we also use together with the berimbau. We hold it and you basically, and that's what makes the sounds. The rock here is what we use. You press it against the string. So with that, that's how we make the music for capoeira. Brazilian Capoeira Angola has a future here in Sacramento. I'm very excited to see what we're going to do. Mestre Caboclinho is an amazing artist, and his heart and his teachings will help this community immensely.
The Acoustic Sanctuary is trying to save acoustic music, because it's missing everywhere in the world now. Everything is so processed, and this is a place for
real music played on real instruments for real people, rather than a crowd of people where you don't make any contact, and there's no microphones or speakers in here, because every time you plug in an instrument, you're no longer playing to people, you're playing to the technology, you're playing to an amplifier, and you're tweaking your sound, and you lose a connection. This truck here was driven from Florida back in 1988, and it had a different one-man band set up in it. It didn't have a grand piano, it had a spin-it piano and a bunch of instruments around it, and it opened up all around the back where people, originally you couldn't come in. And that changed about maybe 20 years ago, 25, I guess. And the original acoustic sanctuary, if you will, was about 15 years in Florida before it ever made it to California. And it started out pulling a trailer, and then it went to a flatbed truck, and then it went to a school bus, and then it went to this particular truck back in the mid-'80s. And then came to Sacramento in '88. As far as favorite instruments, there's too much on the menu here. And there's about 10 of every family of instruments. As far as, you know, there's an orchestra in here where there's around 10 brass instruments, 10 different reeds, 10 different keyboards, 10 different strings, and percussive stuff. So there's just too much to choose from. I have more favorite combinations of instruments that go well with each other, but as far as particular favorite instruments, right now might be is probably the fiddle, but that's my recent fad, if you will, but it changes all the time. A lot of people ask about, you know, where's the idea come from? But it's not an idea. It's an evolution of a lifetime of accumulation. And I don't think anybody could come up with this. I know I couldn't. So it's kind of like if I were to ask you, how'd you come up with your eyes and ears? And it's evolution. It's beyond something that you came up with. But you know, you're certainly a part of it.
The Exchange Hotel by Hilton Curio is a 113-year-old historic building, formerly known as the California Fruit Building. and we are in the heart of downtown. It was purchased by Sunny Dale, and he states that he simply just fell in love with the building. Under much direction from some of his friends and some of his peers, he decided to jump into the hotel market. So we began the renovation and the rebuilding of this space about 4 years ago. So, you know, we're surrounded by really large buildings and this really modern trend right now where things are light in color and soft in palette and minimal in texture. I wanted this hotel to be the antithesis of that. So it is bold, it is vibrant, it is texture upon texture, it is green marble on top of floral carpets sitting under a gold tufted chair. A 100-room boutique hotel, every room is a little different, every room has focused design, fun nuances, and obviously the way that I've always designed is a nod to California and especially a nod to Sacramento. So very fortunate to be able to be a part of such a special project from the beginning and very excited to see it through.
This is Sacramento Costumers here at the Atrium in Old Sacramento. And it's called Sacramento Costumers, not costumes, because it's about the people who work here. This is a shop where anyone can come in. It's a cooperative, so we have 4 full-time members, and we have project-based members, means they come in for a little while, do a project, and they're gone again. We have workshops, so people having an interest in picking it up again after many, many years, come back for a refresher. We're a zero-waste shop, so we teach from a zero-waste paradigm. Sheila.studio is the company, the umbrella for my brands and our members' brands. And Sacramento Costumers is the workspace. And we work together collectively on larger jobs like the Sacramento Opera or the Exchange Hotel.
Sheila, she was always described to me as a very talented seamstress. And so upon getting to know Sheila and seeing her work, it was just undeniable. Her talent is so deep, and her passion for creating and her passion for creating one-off custom designs. We saw an opportunity to strike up a business relationship.
Yeah, so when she emailed me, of course I want to work with Whitney. I've seen some of the work she's done. It's amazing. She's amazing. I want to be a part of that.
So the idea of having, you know, very well-dressed, even the ballet guys with these custom bow ties or maybe a pocket square, and telling that story throughout the whole project is something we've really tapped into in this space.
Whitney had decided to take the inspiration from the artwork that you would see on the walls, and we had it chopped up and reorganized and printed on fabric to make the tie belts for the bathrobes and also the bow ties for the front of house staff.
Those details can bring comfort and I think a sense of fulfillment and joy from that first impression when you walk in the door to walking through the halls and going like, oh my gosh, I feel like I've seen this painting before. And then getting into your room and putting a robe on that has this really beautiful custom robe tie, and then again going like, gosh, I feel like I've seen this before. Well, you have by design.
Those are beautiful. Those are really beautiful. Happy for you. Now, let's see where we're going.
My name is Dimitri Goodemane. I'm currently Cap City's CEO, and out here today we are checking out our brand new space located in Oak Park, a very art-centric space, and we're also a recipient of the CARES grant, so we're going to talk about that as well. Is the first of its kind in all of Sacramento. It's a stacked shipping container design. It's in the former Bank of America building right here located off of Broadway and MLK. We dug down a massive pit in the inside and we parked in 6 40-foot shipping containers, and we've created this awesome shared office space design.
Hi, my name is Ducky, and I'm an artist here in Sacramento, California, and I'm over here painting a mural for Cap City co-working space. So come on and enjoy the ambiance. So the platform is called Art of the Day Sacramento, and literally it's a digital platform that I created to share the artistry and the artists and the artwork and all the wonderful art organizations doing their part to outreach the community about the creatives in our city.
My name is Walter Rhodes, and what I'm doing here today is hanging an art show of my work. I had a lot of help hanging it, but we got it hung. I'm mainly a painter, but I'm also a sculptor. You can see this guy. I actually did him in 2019, and his title is I'm Worried. And I guess I knew something because the next year stuff happened that made us all worried. Cap City and businesses like it, but especially Cap City, is a tremendous benefit to people that can't afford a storefront of their own, a freestanding office or a business address of their own. And by making it sort of a cooperative affair and renting as small a space as you need, it makes it affordable. And the fact is, Sacramento has an extremely lively art scene that people don't value enough.
My name is Marco Seguri, and I'm at Cap City Oak Park, and I'm one of the lucky people to have some office space here to be creative and add to Sacramento's beauty and creativity. Started painting murals in 1993, and 1997 I opened up my business identity professionally, and ever since then I've just been painting murals and business signage, run art classes, very community-based, foundation-based artists. MuralExpressions.com, Artners.org for our nonprofit and how we benefit the community. West Coast Images, Broken English Friendly, it's WESKOSIMAGES.
As a kid, I really did not know much about art, but I had this wonderful teacher in high school, little props to Mr. Bischoff back in the day, who really got me an understanding of what art means for the community and being able to express yourself, any number of different ideas, whether it's just a mural on the wall or an actual sculpture, something to do with the plants in our building as well. There's just so many different ways that people can express themselves with art. And one thing that we want to do as a company is just help bring that expression to life in any number of different ways.
Donna Giroux, thanks so much for showing me those videos.
And there's more.
And there's more. My goodness, when will I see them?
Well, we're going to run them on Channel 17, but we're also going to launch 2 at a time, 2 per week on our Facebook and Instagram.
So we have to look,
Starting
get on your
next week.
website and find out when those things are. Access Sacramento website. And thank the California Arts Council.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. They make it happen.
All right. Oh, we got to go now. That's too bad. Come on back any old time. We'll see you next week on LiveWire. Remember, we're live at 5 on Wednesdays. Bye.